Hello, everybody, and welcome to the TARDIS Zone Talks on the Null Zone. I hope you're doing very well indeed. And the media have started their spin and their lies about Doctor Who, but we're going to feature on one publication, Pink News, yet again, as they did during the Jodie Whittaker era, put out an article that put targets on fans' backs, and we're going to be talking about their article. But throughout this video, that'll be the last time that you'll hear me calling them Pink News. On this channel, we're going to call them Tiddlywinks News, and that's what I'm going to refer them as when we speak about this article. Now, just before I start, a little disclaimer just for Pink News there, just in case they go after me like we had with other publications out there. The link to this article is in the link description. While I'm reading the article, I will be giving my opinion as I read. I won't read the whole article out straight away. I'll be reading paragraphs and then I'll be giving my opinion as I read. I just want to make that clear because it seems like small YouTubers like myself get targeted by these publications, but they don't go after the big YouTube channels that actually talk about their articles. And it seems to have happened to me quite a lot over the last couple of years. So that's the disclaimer out of the way. So Tiddlywinks News have put out an article, which I am going to put up on screen. That's why I'm not on camera, folks. So you can actually see this for yourselves. And do you remember when RTD was announced? Do you remember what I said? Do you remember the prediction that I made? Do you remember I said if RTD went down the route of the pandering and the messaging, what the media would do, what other people in the fandom would do? Well, it's all come true. It's all come true. And again, long-term fans are told, oh, this show is not for you anymore. So, of course, Tiddlywinks News has been in the culture war fight. They come out with all sorts of nonsense and actually have gotten themselves into trouble a few times on X because they incite hatred and bigotry. And the thing about it is, I am not going to stand by and allow this bigotry to continue unchallenged. So, Tiddlywinks News there. We'll get into it in just a second. But we did talk about the ratings, and this is why this article has been written. Because after the episode Star Beast was released, of course, Rotten Tomatoes seems to be a judge for a lot of people out there, even though I think personally Rotten Tomatoes, when it comes to the critic score especially, you cannot trust. But the audience score more than likely is the true reflection of how people feel. Now, because apparently, right, listen to this, right, another article came out and saying, we're calling Doctor Who fans bigots, but even trans people had critique. So basically what that article was saying was, well, if you're not trans, you can't complain and everybody else should just shut the F up, is what they're telling you, right? So this is the rhetoric that's coming out now. And again, Pink News and a lot of other publications are leading the charge, as they did during the Jodie Whittaker era, when they put targets on fans' backs needlessly because fans were criticising the show. Now, when the show first dropped, the Rotten Tomato score, I think the Rotten Tomato score was over 50% anyway, or so it was 70 something, right? And the audience score was originally, I think it was 50 something, 51, 52 originally. Since then, obviously the episode has dropped. And this is what Pink News don't talk about. You'd already got fans in there writing reviews before they even seen the episode, giving it positives, like we saw during the Jodie Whittaker era. Typical. But because fans have went in to let everybody know what they think, the audience score has gone down to a whopping 41%. And the critic score has dropped to 80. It was originally 90 something, I think it was originally, I'll be fair. And it's dropped down to 89. Right? So, in response to that, Pink News have put out this article. And I want to talk about this because this is important, because Pink News have a history of this. But they're not the only news organization to do that. But these in particular just boil my blood out of all of the journalists out there, because they're inciting unnecessary hatred. I want to make it clear to Pink News and to all you fans out there that are criticising us older fans, right? We have never said once that we're opposed to having trans people in Doctor Who or LGBTQ plus characters in Doctor Who. We've never said that, right? But if you're going to bring those characters in, okay, you don't use them as a platform to spread a certain message. Now, you can defend that episode all you want. I will talk about it tomorrow. I enjoyed most of it. There are things that I didn't like about it. And those things, I think, I will talk about what I liked about it. But the things that I didn't like need to be the focus. Because in order for this show to grow and to, improve, people like Pink News, RTD, and everybody in the industry has to listen. You have to listen. And tomorrow, tune in for my review, because I'll tell you why I'm actually angry, right? Tomorrow. And it's legit anger. It's legit. Because if you're going to bring in an actress like Ruth Madley and bring in someone like Yasmin Finney, well, then, in my opinion, you've got to use them properly. And this is my gripe that I have with it that I will talk about tomorrow. And I think he was a bit belittling to Ruth Madley as well. And I'll get into that tomorrow. But let's read some of this article now. And as I said, as I read along, I will stop and pause and give you my opinion as we go along. So Doctor Who's trans storyline has bigots raging. Nothing but hate in their hearts. Right? So anti-LGBTQ plus Doctor Who viewers have shared their pathetic outrage over David Tennant's comeback episode, The Star Beast, which featured a heartwarming trans storyline. Doctor Who returned with a bang on Saturday. That bang was just over 5 million that they're spinning, folks. This was a 60th anniversary special, right? So don't let them say, oh, it was the biggest launch of a drama in 5 years and all of this other rubbish that they're coming out with. This was a 60th anniversary episode, and it was the first one of the 60th anniversary, right? I predicted ratings of 8.2 because that's how much I expected it to do, because I took into consideration it was a 60th anniversary. But it didn't. It just climbed over 5 million, right? And I don't care what they say. They could spin. Listen, they're doing it again. History is repeating itself. But this time, we're better prepared, right? We know how this all goes. We've been down this river before, right? So we know how they're going to counter all of this, what they're going to say. And then, because publications like Pink News then put out articles like this, then you have the brainwashed sheep then on Twitter, the ones that RTD is pandering to, then all of a sudden attacking fans. Right? But yet we're the hateful people. We're trying to point out that this is not being done properly. I'll get into it more tomorrow. I'll say no more. I've done very well, actually, believe it or not. I haven't given too much away, which I'm delighted about. But we will have a panel tomorrow. Remember, 8 o'clock. Come and join us. We will be reviewing The Star Beast. We will be dissecting it. We will be telling you the panel will be telling you what they liked about it, what they didn't like about it, and then we will give you an overall rating as we do. So they said that Doctor Who came back with a bang, but that's not necessarily true. With the first of the 60th anniversary specials receiving huge viewing figures and praise from across the fan base. It didn't. 5 million is not huge, right? Don't care how you spin this. Jodie Whittaker's first episode as the first female Doctor got over 12 million people tuning in. And you're telling me that a 60th anniversary, the 60th anniversary of the show, can't at least equal that or better that? Don't be giving. See, this is what's happened. They've lowered their expectations, just like these so-called fans, right? This is absolutely ridiculous. 5 minutes. Listen, spin it all you want. You spin me right round, baby, right round. Doesn't matter. You can spin it all you fucking want. 60th anniversary, 5 million equals pathetic. Anyway, I have been still calling them pink news, haven't I? I said I was going to call them tiddlywinks, but anyway, we'll keep going anyway. So the brand new installment of the flagship, exactly, the flagship British sci-fi series helmed by returning showrunner RTD. Saw fan favourite duo David Tennant DeCello and Catherine Tate, who's still amazing, reprise their roles as the Doctor and Donna Noble. Crucially, the cast also featured Heartstopper star Yasmin Finney, who was even worse than Yasmin Khan the Plank, as Donna's daughter Rose Noble, with her identity as trans woman front and center throughout the episode. I'm glad you said it, Pink News, but let me break it down to you. This is a sci-fi show. So why is the identity of a character front and center of a sci-fi show? Also, why did that character berate the Doctor, right? Suggesting that the Doctor was assuming an alien, not human, an alien's pronouns, right? See, what you don't get, Tiddlywinks News, is that this is a sci-fi show. And if you want to do this gender bollocks, I suggest that you create your own characters and your own TV shows to do that, and actually go back to making Doctor Who what once was, as about a madman in a blue box, a sci-fi show, monsters, right? Escaping planets, saving planets, right? That's what we want. We don't want to be lectured on gender, right? This is Gender Who. It's Doctor fucking Who, right? So you've actually admitted what other publications don't admit, right? So you've admitted that the message is front and center, but yet Doctor Who fans that have been watching this show for 60 years are the bigots because they want the show to be a sci-fi show. We're the bigots. Yous come steamrolling in, right, and think yous own the bloody fucking show, right, and start dictating what should happen in the show. It's a sci-fi fucking show. This is not a gender studies fucking class, right? It's not a gender studies fucking documentary. It's a fucking sci-fi show. It's supposed to be escapism, right? Escapism. Have you forgotten that word? Right? There's so much shit happening around the fucking world and all of this bollocks, right? We turn on the TV to get away from it, but now when we turn on the TV, we have all of this fucking shite. Now, in the episode, viewers witnessed Donna's fierce protectiveness against transphobic bullies, which I got because she's a mother. Of course, the mother is going to defend her child no matter fucking what. But that didn't need, again, it was just used as an opportunity to show those lads on the bike, Colin, Rose, Jason, so RTD could say, oh, there you go, there's a pandering point for me. Right? Absolutely ridiculous. And then poor Sylvia, then he used her. But again, I get what he was trying to do there. Old people do get confused about all of this, and this is the fucking problem. Right? But again, hammered across your fucking head like a sledgehammer. You may as well have gave RTD fucking Thor's hammer while he was writing this fucking bullshit. And they're the parts that I have a problem with. The rest of it, as I said, you take all of that nonsense out. It was a bang average episode, though. Wasn't that special? Still wasn't that special for our 60th anniversary, especially the first episode. It still left a lot to be desired. But I did have laugh out loud moments. I did enjoy the battles. I did have a smile on my face. I'm being honest. I think it's better than that we've gotten out of the Jodie Whittaker era. But did I think he could be worse than fucking Chris Chibnall? Absolutely not. But here we are. So despite the trailblazing depiction of the trans community on mainstream family TV, exactly, you said it, family TV. Family TV. Fucking family TV. You said it. Family TV. So this has no place in family TV. As I said, if you want the show that highlights trans characters and LGBTQ plus characters, then you should create a brand new show and create brand new characters. But no, yous are a bunch of lazy bastards. That's what yous are, right? Yous want to take the easy solution every time and take already established franchises for yous own selfish things. And then when it back fucking fires and the fandom actually come out and say, hang on a minute, this is our show, what the fuck are you doing? Then you're bigots, as you have claimed in this article. So the bigots have already started complaining about the so-called woke agenda striking once again. But you've literally said it there up here. So you're saying the so-called woke agenda, but you've literally said it there. There it is there. It's front and center. Right? Front and center. Right there. Front and center throughout the episode. Yous are contradicting yourself in your own fucking article. Tiddlywinks. So they just couldn't stop themselves. And RIP Doctor Who was trending. Wow. I'm not going to read out people's tweets because they actually expose people here and they shouldn't be fucking doing that. But that's what Pink News do. But the casting director had to put up a post. We do it because we like stories and stories speak to all of us and include all of us. And if one person feels a little less alone, then thumbs up emoji. That was in response to people complaining about Yasmin Finney's character. And I'll go into a little bit more detail because there's more than, listen, the media will always make it out to the fact that Yasmin Finney is trans and that's what the anger is about. It's actually not. And I'll explain tomorrow what it actually is. So you don't believe these publications. But also, they did say, and they go on, I don't want to scroll down now any further because obviously people's names are here, so I'll just stop screen sharing. But they do go on to say then that there was a pathetic, so many fans reacted to the complaints by sharing their joy at the positive trans representation, which is rarely seen on screen. This is everything one fan shared, but there have been. But here's the thing that fucking actually, I could. Do you know what? I'll read it, but the article's in the link description, so you know that I'm not lying. So this is what Pink News have also said, and another publication said the same. There have been some minor gripes, but this outshines all of them. Fierce, passionate, parental love for their trans kid. Bigots will gripe and complain because they have nothing but hate in their hearts. But you've said that there have been some minor gripes. So like the other article that was released by some other shill organization, they have said the same. So basically what you're saying is trans people can complain, but the fans The fans that have supported and watched this show for 60 years, they're not allowed. They just have to shut up because it's not their place. Even though we probably we don't probably, we do outnumber trans fans in this fandom. So again, RTD is just pandering to a small minority, and obviously their activist friends and the people that love all of this pandering rubbish. Transphobes claiming Doctor Who will lose viewers because it's gone woke will be disappointed to hear that 8.08 million people tuned in, which is pathetic, as I said, for our 60th anniversary. But, you know, you will spin the way you want to spin because that's what you are very good at doing. But unfortunately for you guys, the spin no longer works. That was a shit show viewing rating for a 60th. And just to put into context, because this is what you should really judge it off, right? Is the viewers that tuned in to watch the 50th. Right? And I'll tell you now what those ratings were. Right. So the 50th anniversary on a Saturday night, just like the 60th, got 10.61 million people, beating the British version of the X Factor. It can't even be fucking Strictly Come Dancing now. Don't be telling me and other fans out there that the 60th anniversary has been a success because it's the best drama launch in 5 years. Well, then that goes to show you that BBC's quality has completely went down if that is the case, right? So you can spin all you want. Okay? Now, to put into context as well, the X Factor had 7.7 million viewers. So Doctor Who literally smashed it by just under 3 million. Right? So don't let these Muppets in the media and these accounts out there spin these ratings, right? The fact of the matter is the 50th anniversary, the 50th anniversary of this show did very well. At the start of the 60th, got less than half. I mean, yeah. Great. Well done. Well done. Let's give Doctor Who a round of applause for smashing some fucking imaginary fucking best ratings ever. Yay! So the bottom line is this, right? It's they just can't accept the fact that they've lowered their they've lowered the standards, and you know they deserve this. They actually are bragging now, right? Someone actually said to me yesterday on Twitter, which just goes to show you the mindset of these people. But when because I put up a post, and of course all the little Muppets came out of the woodwork to respond to me. And one said, "Yeah, enjoy being triggered or something like that." And I wrote, "Well, enjoy the falling ratings." And their response to me was indicative of their lot and the way they think. Do you know what they said? Said, "Screw the ratings, right?" Other people then respond, "Oh, ratings don't matter." Have you not learned the lessons from the Whitaker era? Ratings do matter. Ratings do matter. This is why we're in the situation that we're in now. Whitaker should be still around, but she's not around because the fans spoke. So don't underestimate the people that you're pissing off, those fans. So Tiddly Winks News can have a good old laugh and say pathetic this, that, and the other. But if the ratings are down for the next episode, you could be guaranteed they're going to be down for the third episode, even if there is a cliffhanger at the end. So, yous are deluded. Yous are deluded. And yous have been deluded by the media. Yous have been deluded by certain accounts out there and these YouTubers that blow smoke up RTD's backside. The bottom line is that rating is pathetic. The fact that the media now are coming out and doing exactly what they did during the Jodie Whittaker era, rather than call out the bullshit, right? Because they've even admitted in their own article that there were minor gripes. There's another article out there as well that has said the same thing, that trans people had certain issues with the episode. But yeah, if you've been a long-term fan, you're not allowed an opinion because that makes you a bigot. So how can they make sense that if trans people are coming out and having the same gripes as we have, then how are they not bigots but we are? And this is where Tiddlywinks News article falls flat on its face, right? They're absolutely doing the same thing that they did, and they think they're going to get a different result. This is going one way and one way only if RTD doesn't buck up his ideas. And it's sliding and sliding and sliding. And you know the worst thing about this whole thing is, unlike when BBC were running the show, if it wasn't working out like they were going to do, they were going to shelve the show. Unfortunately, if this doesn't work out, Shooty has 2 seasons. So this is going to be dragged through the mud for a couple of years. And then think about it. It's not going anywhere anyway because he wants to extend the universe, right? He wants to extend that. So, this show is going to be dragged through the mud just like Disney did with Star Wars. And there's nothing we can do. But I will say to those fans that are calling for the boycott, listen, you had a chance to boycott, right? Me and a couple of others wanted everybody to boycott. You wouldn't listen. You said it wouldn't work, but now you want to do a boycott. Listen, boycotts are too late. Boycotts are too late, right? Because as I said, the show's going to be dragged through the mud now for the next couple of years. The boycotts are too late. The time to boycott was during the Chris Chibnall era, but a lot of yous wouldn't do that. So calling for a boycott now is pointless when the damage is going to be done. It's only part 1 of an anniversary. That's another excuse I've heard. Yeah, okay, it's the 4th episode, but you think the 4th episode will get more than 5 million viewers, right? And the message was banged over your head. So if that's the 4th episode and Jinx Monsoon and all's to come, you mean to tell me that the message is not going to get worse now? Of course it's going to get worse. Absolutely is going to get worse. It's going to get worse. But time for boycotts and all of this is too late. It's too late now. You can forget about boycotts. This, Chris is right there. This is not fixable. That's why the boycott is useless. It's done now. It's done. It's in Disney's hands now. So it's done. It's done. So we just have to see how bad it's going to get. But the time, look, all I'll say is this: I told people to boycott with me, and they wouldn't. Only the gobster did, and a few others. But then even those few others then decided that they were going to watch, and it was only me and Gobster left. And then we just said, you know what, Becca, if everybody else is going to watch it now at this stage, we might as well just fucking watch it and call RTD out if he fucking puts a foot wrong. And that's exactly what I'm going to do from now on. You know, but this show is not about Doctor Who anymore. It's about the message, and the sooner people realise that, the better. You know, there's no point of getting your heart broken over this show again. I've gone past that now. As I said, I have literally no affectionate emotion towards this show right now. So I'm looking at it with a cold hard eye, and I will judge it as so until I see some improvement. But I don't think we're going to even see that. So you can forget about your boycotts. You know, you could put up the hashtag RIP Doctor Who. That's great. Let people know. You know, but boycotts, calling for boycotts now is done. It should have been done during the Chris Chibnall era when we all called for you to do it. And you wouldn't. Nobody would. So, you know, this is it now. This is it now. Doctor Who gets dragged through the mud now on Disney Plus and BBC. And, you know, it might come to a stage where it might end up on BBC iPlayer without going on BBC if the ratings get so low. Because why would you want to keep a programme that's struggling on primetime Saturday night? You'd want to, I mean, the whole point is to bring the viewers in. And there's no way that BBC would keep that there if it continues to slide. There is no way. So, you know, Doctor Who is in deep trouble. It is. It is. And as I said, even if you take out the message, you know, this is a bang average RTD episode during his era. I mean, it had some good moments and things that you could enjoy without a doubt. But tomorrow I'll speak more on it anyway. There will be no future IPs. There will be no IPs for future generations. There will be none. Because all it'll be a bastardization of everything that you love and know. And that's what's happening. You won't have those original IPs. Those original IPs are gone forever. That's the reality of the situation. And, you know, it took me a while to cop onto that, but that's what it is. The reality of the situation is those IPs are gone. You know, I mean, you still have them if you've bought them. Do you know what I mean? But they're gone in the sense that these TV executives and studios and all, you know, especially Classic Who has its problems and stuff like that. What they'll do is they'll cherry pick what they want from it and they'll ignore the rest. That's what they'll do. You know, they'll bastardize everything that we love and know. And there is worse to come, by the way. There is worse to come. There's loads of rumors circulating, but there is worse to come. And I think a lot more people after the next episode are going to be using that RIP Doctor Who tag. Look, I'll talk about the whole Donna forgetting and then remembering nonsense tomorrow. Um, I don't want to talk about it now. As I said, the review for the Star Beast is tomorrow with me panel. We'll have Queen Charlotte and PD, Rich, me regulars. We'll be on at 8. Remember, I told you all now, and I did. I told everybody it'd be 8 o'clock because I have a Manchester United match tomorrow. So it'll be 8 o'clock. We will be bringing on some guests as well. And we will be discussing, reviewing the episode, and we will give our rating as well as we always do for these panels. I hope you're wrong, Noel. Do you think I'm going to end up bitterly disappointed? Mate, look, this is what look. I have my opinions, right? And everybody knows that I have strong opinions, right? And before I would tell people, and I used to tell people, look, just don't watch, right? But that's not my place to tell you, right? You got to judge these things for yourself. You may like it, you may not, but that's the risk that you take when you're a fan of a TV show these days. Unfortunately, shouldn't be the case, but that's it. But it's not my place to tell anybody whether they should watch or not, right? And this is why I don't think boycotts, because I used to do that. Everybody should boycott. It doesn't work. You get people to try pull one way and they go the opposite way anyway. So what you're better off doing yourself is watching it for yourself and judge for yourself. And if you think it's not good, then it's the least you can say. Then you made up your own mind rather than let someone else make your mind up for you. I really do believe that if you want to judge something, you should watch it yourself. It's the only way that people can't throw the accusation at you that you haven't watched and you're just repeating what everybody else is repeating, you know? So, look, I do think, if you're asking me hypothetically, do I think Doctor Who fans, especially fans like us and fans that tune in 2005, are going to be bitterly disappointed? Yes, I do. I think they're going to be heartbroken as well. And that's the biggest fear that I have. And it's a lot of the fans that have been trying to warn fans. They know what's coming, and it's not good. If it's true, I should say. I'll add the caveat if it's true. But brace yourselves for anything is what I would say. But this could be the most listen, I'll put it into context. I broke down over the timeless children. If what's being rumored and being reported, this is going to be 10 times worse than the timeless child. And there's going to be a lot of people heartbroken. All I can say about the timeless child is the timeless child left the door open for RTD to do what he's about to do. Rotten Tomatoes have removed the average audience score for the Star Beast. We only get to see the tomato meter score. Well, there actually is a way around that, because if you Google Rotten Tomatoes Doctor Who's 60th anniversary, still, because that's how I was able to get it, unless they've actually changed that now. But yes, but you see, this is what they'll do now. This is their tactic now, and they did scrub. See, people actually forget that this was going on quite a lot on YouTube and on Rotten Tomatoes when there was negative feedback to a trailer or to an episode. Rotten Tomatoes were scrubbing some of the negative reviews and they were resetting the audience score. That has happened in it. So then they changed it to, oh, well, you have to be a verified user to write a review and all this. And this is what they don't get. These are all verified users going in and giving their opinion, which means you'd have to give your email and stuff like that. So these are not the trolls that Tiddlywinks News are talking about, right? They're not trolls. They're fans. And the fans have every right to be angry. They have every right to be angry, right? A lot of people out there came onto this channel, won't mention names, but you all know who I'm talking about, and gave us all a false hope, right? Because I was skeptical originally, as you all know, and then I brought these people on and saying, oh no, it's a full-blown rescue mission. It's a new dawn, blah, 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 blah. And then I should have known, because they blocked me, right, shortly after. And I never copped on why. Now I fucking know why. They found out the real fucking plan and blah, blah, blah. They sold a load of fucking lies. Rescue mission, my fucking arse. Rescue mission, me arse. This isn't a rescue mission. Doctor Who fans are not even asking for much. All they're asking is for fucking some sci-fi. You don't even get that anymore. All you get off Gender Who now is a fucking lecture on pronouns and oh, doctor, don't assume that aliens pronouns, even though they're aliens and pronouns and all of that other nonsense is a human construct. But we're going to do what humans always do. We're going to impose all of our ideology on an alien. And that's the crux of it. In simple terms, that's what they've done, right? And this is why this doesn't make sense. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't bang on one hand and say the doctor's an alien and change the doctor's gender and then go on with this rubbish then. Right? Trying to justify that and then you defend this. You can't do that. That's not how it works. You should not be imposing human values or human ideology on an alien being. And then the doctor responds, which is absolutely ridiculous anyway, because the doctor wouldn't be down for all of that either. Oh, they just couldn't learn. I don't need to do a video. I actually read something out yesterday. It's a leak from Reddit. I read it out yesterday, and it's the same leak that's gone around. There's different variations of it, but I've got this leak that I got off Unknown 289, and I read it out during one of the streams. So if you're wondering what I'm talking about, just go back and watch that stream, because I've already actually spoke about it. Now I will bring it up again tomorrow when we do our review, because obviously we will be talking about what we think the future episode's going to be about, and I will address that rumor again. But it's from Reddit. So what I would say is, because it's Reddit, you've got to take it with a huge pinch of salt. But in saying that, some of the Reddit leakers on Reddit were right about some of the stuff that RTD was going to do. So this is apparently from one of those. So I'll read it out again tomorrow, but I've already read it out. So if you want to go and check out that video, you'll hear me reading it out. You could check, or if you just want to wait till tomorrow, then tune into the Star Beast review, 8 o'clock tomorrow. Noel, did you see the Dalek animation thingy that came out today? No. I haven't looked at it on Doctor Who today, because obviously I wanted to concentrate on Tiddlywinks News putting targets on fans' backs, because you know they've got nothing better to do than just to label every fan a bigot that had a problem and an issue. And the funny thing is, some trans people have had an issue as well with what RTD did with Yasmin Finney's character. but because we're not trans, we're the bigots apparently, but it's okay for everybody else that's an activist, and a trans activist and a trans person can only comment, even though they're a small minority of the whole fucking fandom. So that's what I've been focused on today. So no, I haven't seen it, and it probably is a lot of balls anyway. So no, I wouldn't blame Tennant. He's doing it for the fans, I think. Oh, I disagree. I disagree. You look at what he's done up to the run up of this. He's definitely down with the message. He's on board with the message. So no, and I will talk about his performance tomorrow. But I have to disagree with you there. No, he's not doing it for the fans. A lot of people thought he was doing it for the fans, but he's definitely not doing it for the fans. He's doing it for the message, because he's entrenched with his missus, right? They're right down with it, right? And if you've seen photographs of them lately, and the t-shirts that his kids are wearing and he's wearing, and the stuff that she comes out with, nah, he's down with the message. He's not doing this for the fans. He's doing this because he has been brainwashed to believe that trans people are under attack and all of this other nonsense that the media have been peddling. Right? Trans people are not under attack. What we have just said to trans people, and especially those trans activists who I blame, the trans activists who I blame for all the hatred towards trans people. The simple fact of the matter is that nobody has an issue with trans people. We just don't want kids involved in that ideology, and we'd like kids to grow up and make up their own minds who they are, rather being told that they could be different. Right? Kids grow up naturally confused. We all do. But we grow out of it, we mature, or whatever, and we find our own path. But there's people out there trying to direct kids to a certain path, and that shouldn't be the case. So he's on board with the message. He's just as gullible, but as dangerous as the rest of them. Tennant. It's as simple as that. Nobody hates trans people, and the message that RTD is putting out and conveying, that is the case. No, it's not. As we've always said, nobody has ever had an issue with drag acts or trans people until kids became involved in the whole thing. And that's where the issue has been. So don't be putting it out there that everybody hates trans people, because that's not the case. I will never fully understand the trans ideology. I will never fully understand. I've made my position clear. I will never fully understand it. But at the end of the day, if you don't encroach on my business and my life and tell me what to do, I'm not going to tell you what to do. But what's a big no-no for me is the fact that you leave the children out of it. Children should be allowed to grow up and be themselves, right? Without having adults telling them that they might be confused or born in the wrong body. That's just wrong to me. Now, you might think that's transphobic, but it's not. That's just logic, right? Let them grow up and be who they want to be, right? Because no kid can make those life-altering decisions and decide their gender. I don't care what you say. They can't. And there's another example there as well. Daniel, he says, I'm disabled, and I got told to shut up about the Davros gate. Lovely fandom. Disabled guy told that he couldn't give an opinion because it was the opposite to all the activists and all the clowns in this fandom. Yeah, he was deeply upset and annoyed that RTD had made those changes to Davros and the implications that that RTD made. And this is history repeating itself over and over again. But this time, and I'd say to folks out there, because I've already seen it, right? Just listen and pay attention for once, right? When these clowns react to something that you put out, they're looking for a reaction, right? Because they're looking for the pile on. They want you to be piled on. right? Now, if you're one of those that's not watching the show, but yeah, you're still retweeting these to cause a bit of an argument and then get piled on, that needs to stop as well. What you need to do is basically ignore these people, right? The ratings will take care of themselves. They're not going to improve. They think they will. They're not going to improve, right? This show is going to suffer a very, very slow death, unfortunately, but it will be dead and buried. This show cannot survive going this direction, right? And this 60th anniversary could end up just being a total disaster for RTD anyway. And the ratings are not good, no matter what they say, right? The 50th anniversary special blew the ratings out of the water. This one gets just over 5 million. Just under 5.1 million. Like, sorry, 5.10. Right, 5.8 it got, so pathetic. For 50th, first episode. And people are praising it. Anyway, what can you do? What can you do? They don't learn, so they're gonna learn the hard way. And apparently Disney Plus in the US fell the ball as well, because when it premiered, apparently their site crashed or something, if that's true. And some Americans didn't get to see it, like the rest of everybody else. If they were even up to well, it would have been on midday for them, wouldn't it? So yeah, but yeah, apparently there were technical issues there as well. So not a great launch, and we got the media spinning it, and now the media is attacking all you guys who care about Doctor Who care about how the show is treated. Again, welcome to the bigot, transphobic, racist. That'll be another one that'll be thrown out at you. And then obviously, like, then you'll be a dragist, because we got Jinx Monsoon coming up. So they'll start banging, they'll start coming out against you over that as well. Listen, he's bringing all these characters in because they're a platform for his message. And this is the biggest problem I have. And I'll discuss that tomorrow. But that is absolutely what this is all about. Remember the quote line, Doctor Who for the next generation. Well, buddies, it is for the next generation. The next generation of tickos. Doctor Who for dummies, people that don't understand the history, the canon. They're all there for the message. Woo, the message! Yay! And on next week's Doctor Who, the message is about how drags are good for kids. Nah, we're gonna call it Gender Who now. Gender Who, 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 Gender Who. Tiddly winks, tiddly winks. Yeah, what can you say? It's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. The sound of silence. It's over. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Because Doctor Who is dead in the water. Gender Who. Don't call it Doctor Who anymore, folks, right? From now on, you refer this to Disney's Gender Who. That's what it is, right? Don't call it Doctor Who, because when you call it Doctor Who, you insult the show that we grew up with. This is Gender Who, right? So call it that. That's exactly what it is. Gender who. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Seriously. Anyway, what can you do? Look, we had a good run. We had a good run of fans, didn't we? In fairness, it was it's the longest run. Well, it still was even. Yeah, longest running sci-fi show. Something we could be proud of. Something that gave us a lot of memories and a lot of joy. You know. So at least we have all of that. Now we can just sit back and absolutely destroy this and call everything out that's wrong with it. And that's what I'm here for now. I'm just here to watch this whole shit show explode, right? Because this isn't Doctor Who, as I said. This is Gender Who, and that's what I'm going to refer it as, Gender Who. So according to the media, it's okay for RTD to be an ableist bigot, but yet is all for the TQI. Oh yes, Daniel. Oh yeah. He can be the bigot because he's on the right side of history, apparently. Remember this. All of these lefty twats all think they're on the right side of the history, right? But they're actually all on the wrong side of the history because, do you know the way they call you far left, they call you a bigot, they call you racist and all. But you know what the problem is? There's a lot of projection there from the far left. And the problem and the most ironic thing about this is they're actually the far right. They're actually the far right. It's just they've labeled themselves the left. But be under no illusion, right? The far left is the far right, is the new far right. That's what they are, right? They're the racists, they're the bigots, because everything that they do is projection. And you project it onto the rest of us, right? RTD clearly had a problem with people in wheelchairs at one time in his life to come out with that absolute tripe for the Davros gate, right? Okay, clearly. And then it continues down with Root Madley's character, which I'll get into, right, tomorrow, right? But he clearly has his own. He clearly had issues with certain people growing up himself. And this is him overcompensating. Right? And it's sad. Don't be taking out your own insecurities and your own biases out on all of us. We're here to watch Doctor Who. Madman in the Blue Box, Save Planets, face up against the Daleks, Cybermen, or whoever else he faces up against. Right? That's what we tune in for. We don't tune in for the Doctor to be told, oh, you just assumed that alien's pronouns, even though it's an alien and we're humans and we're imposing our human ideology on an alien. So what RTD is basically saying there is that humans are the most far superior race in the universe because anybody that comes to their planet is just going to be assumed to have pronouns. So that's what he's saying. So all of the human race, they're a bunch of fascists. Fascists all. Because you assume aliens' genders. All you're short of doing is replacing the Doctor Who theme tune with some fucking communist music. Seriously, it's all ironic. It's so fucking funny. Like, they don't even realize how fucking stupid this all is. By the way, do me a favor, guys, right? 30 years watching, right? I never see this, but hopefully I do, right? So do me a favor. While you are listening there, right? I want you to get in there now and hit that like button. Right? Hit that like button for me there and give me a hand with the old algorithm, as you always do. But hit that like button there while we're watching there. I want to see that like ratio jump up there now. There's 16 likes there. Whack it up there. Now I'm back again. By the way. These are getting spoiled rotten. Because I'm back again with Christian. Now Christian hasn't seen the special yet. So we'll be taking a little break from watching from talking Doctor Who. So come and join us for that. So you will have another live stream in just a second. Well, soon. Yeah, I see some people have given the stream a like. Thank you very much. Of course, if you're one of those haters that's listening in because you are seeding, you know, you just want to say something to me, but you just can't say anything, hit that dislike button. Hit that dislike button. It's all good. Helps with the algorithm. Even come in and give me a bit of stick if you want to. You know, I've already been threatened this week, so yeah, do your worst. I don't give a flying right. And we got John White. John White in the chat's been a while since we've seen that man. Oh, I have a lot to say at the moment. Well, John, join tomorrow if you want to join the panel tomorrow, 8 o'clock. You're more than welcome. Oh, there's Ted. Ted is coming in real quickly for some weird reason. Oh, word, the food has arrived. Yes, I thought. Yeah. Do you know what? So we ordered this food from Hello Fresh, and we thought someone had actually nicked the box of food that we get. But turned out, because they sent a delivery thing to say it was delivered, but then when we rang the company up, they said, "Oh no, it's not delivered yet." And we were like, "Jesus Christ, man, you gave us a bleeding heart attack there. Thought we weren't going to get fed today." I know what's coming in part 2 and 3. It's going to be worse than the Timeless Children. Yeah, I was discussing it briefly with the guys here. It's going to be cannon busting. Absolute fucking disaster. But yeah. Yeah, these are all good. Seriously, you asked me earlier on if you're going to be heartbroken. These are going to be heartbroken. These are going to be heartbroken. Right. I mean, all I will say is that, you know, there's always been this overall issue with the show since it's come back in 2005, and that's been regeneration. And that's all I'm going to say. But yeah. That's what I keep telling them, John. It's Disney Gender Who. No, let's call it, not even call it Disney Doctor Who. Let's call this Disney Gender Who, because that's what it is, right? It's Disney Gender Who, right? It's not Doctor Who. Don't, we shouldn't even be fucking using that name. It's an absolute disgrace to fucking to label that piece of propaganda Doctor Who. It's Gender Who. They've drawn their they've shown this fandom yet again who they're going to pander to, right? And in the meantime, what they're going to do is they're going to absolutely obliterate canon to do it. So, as I said, tune in 8 o'clock tomorrow. We review this fucking shit show. And then, of course, I have that Reddit leak that I read out yesterday, but I'll read out again tomorrow. And some of the stuff that's being talked about by Gobster and John the White is not good either. I mean, look, I said it to you earlier. This is worse than the Timeless Child. You all thought the Timeless Child storyline was heartbreaking, and so did I, because I broke down. But I've no emotion. Listen, this is why it's very careful that you don't get emotionally attached right now. Because if you do, it's going to tear you to sunders. Right? And I'm not putting myself through that. So I've emotionally removed myself from getting attached to this show. Right? I enjoyed the moments in the episode, yes, and I'll enjoy stuff like that, but I can switch off because you need to for what's coming up. So, anyway, as I said, I better check Facebook first because I do have Christian coming on, so I want to make sure what time that exactly is. And there's our delivered safe. You know, we thought, as I said, thought someone had robbed. I was ready, wasn't I? Wasn't I ready?
Huh?
Wasn't I ready?
For what?
When I thought the food was stolen, wasn't I ready?
Oh, you were.
Yeah, I was ready. I was putting on me all fucking me Bruce Lee pose. I was ready to kick some ass. Yeah, the one thing I don't like is thieves, but no, I'll be doing another stream.
Are you putting that away then?
Yeah, I'm still streaming. Please.
Oh, I'm so sorry, love.
No problem. Awkward times. She asks us questions. Awkward. What's going on here? Right, hang on. He's probably hear a bit of fucking typing. I'm not very good. Let's see what the comments say. President Lemon says, "Trust me, there's more I know that you all don't." Well, considering that I actually get leaked information, I have been right almost 89% of the time, and I have been getting information, but I just haven't been throwing it out. I probably know exactly what you know. I just want to throw that out there because I think people forget that I used to be in this business of leaks. Just because I don't do it anymore doesn't mean that I'm still not receiving any. I've told you that before. I just refuse to talk about it because I'm done with all of that shit. So I know there's worse to come. Trust me, I know there's worse to come. I've been saying, and if you've been watching me streams, you'll hear me. I've been saying that fans for a long time are going to be heartbroken. Sure, RTD himself has even said that fans are going to be heartbroken, and he wasn't messing. A lot of people thought he was trolling the fandom, but he wasn't messing. He was being absolutely fucking serious. Fans are going to be heartbroken, but this is not for you anymore. There's a deliberate reason why you're being heartbroken. You're not wanted anymore. You're not wanted anymore. None of us are. We're not the fans that he wants in the fandom anymore. And this is from a so-called Doctor Who fan who's supposed to understand how we feel about this show. But you're going to be replaced whether you like it or not. Because you will walk away. A lot of yous, this will be the last straw for a lot of yous. Timeless Children, in fairness, should have been the last straw for us all. But this will definitely be the last straw. And it's sad. Because, you know, while Star Wars fans bitch and moan, and Star Trek fans bitch and moan, and rightly so though, but I say bitch and moan because, you know, their franchises, believe it or not, could be easily fixed. And I know they would argue different. But compared to Doctor Who, absolutely they could. But once this happens, there is no repairing whatever damage is done. The show changes forever. This isn't fixable. Anyway, I'm getting the side eye, so I'm going to. Attitude. I don't like your attitude. So I'm gonna go because I have another stream at 5 with Christian from the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. So we're going to take a little bit of a break and then we will be back. But as I said, brace yourselves for impact, as they would say. I would argue that it is fixable. Well, We will debate that sometime, Matteo. Seriously, we'll debate that sometime, but I would have to strongly disagree with you because if you look at what's happened over the last 5 years and how the fandom has dwindled and the reaction to the Whittaker era, and now we see what's happening now. Then I honestly don't believe this is fixable with what's to come. But look, who knows? Who knows? Miracles do happen, but in this case, I think you all want to prepare yourselves emotionally anyway. But look, until then, I miss Chibnall. Jesus, look, I'm just gonna say this though. I said it last night, messing, and I think everybody believed me. I said I was being serious, but obviously I wasn't. I was taking the piss. Of course, I wouldn't take Chibs back. Are you joking? I don't miss Chibs. Do you know what? Out of all the showrunners, I'm going to say it. The one that I would have preferred to come back, even though I had me reservations about him, Stephen Moffat. I take him back tomorrow. But I think he's down with all of this as well. So you can't win there. We need a fresh approach. That's what we need. I think we need to move away from bringing all of these old showrunners back. I think we need someone fresh. Someone that hasn't even worked on Doctor Who and come in with a fresh eye. Right? But
fine, I'll do it.
Yeah, well, I'll do it now in a minute. I'm about to.
I meant I'll do the Doctor Who thing.
What?
I'll take over Doctor Who. That's what I meant.
You?
Yeah.
No, well, if you did, well, I suppose you'd probably do a better fucking job. Anyway, I see that there's a couple of new people in the chat as well. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. As I said, I will be back at 5 o'clock, but we won't be talking about Doctor Who because Christian apparently is refusing to watch it or something, he said to me. So we will be coming in for our usual chit chat today. So that's at 5 o'clock. So come and join me for that if you want it. And then I'll be back then tomorrow for the big fucking review of the Star Beast. And of course, as I said, if you have watched the episode, okay, and if you want to be part of the panel, send me a DM. Now, just because I have to make this clear though as well, just because if you do send me a DM to let me know that you want to be part of it, that's fine. But it depends how many DMs I get off people as well. And whoever comes to me basically first is the ones that get on. Now, we have where we've done before, where we've had a lot of guests on, we've rotated the panel, and if we have to do that, we will. But sending me a DM doesn't guarantee that you're on for the whole stream, because we could have a backup of people coming on. So just to give you a heads up, anyway, that's 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, folks. So for now, I will say good evening to you all, or good afternoon, I should say. I've already had my dinner, so just to get the other stream set up now, ready to go. And then I'll see you at 5 o'clock. Until then, see you soon. Enjoy your dinner or whatever you are doing. And yeah, we'll be back. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Bye.